Hello, friends. It's Dr. John WorldPeace JD, the only advocate for world peace, the only global advocate for world peace, and the only advocate for Jesus Christ. John 14:26. Friends, the world seems to be spinning into more and more chaos. It's just incredible what's happening. I really thought when Trump was kicked out of office, legally voted out of office, that'd be the end of it. There's only one thing you can compare Donald Trump to, and you can only compare his followers to one person, Adolf Hitler. If you want to know what happened to Germany, and if you want to know what kind of people put Hitler into power, and he was elected, and then he took over. Well, if you voted for Trump, look in the mirror. The parallels are incredible. There has been no other crazy man equal to Hitler except Donald Trump. A total sociopath. And I thought after the election he would go away. But he went out with a bang. January 6th, an insurrection in America. And the Republicans got rid of Liz Cheany in the leadership of the Republican Party because she refuses, rightly so, to let Trump continue to tell his lie about the fake election. The election wasn't corrupt. It's been counted in every possible way. It was a fair election. He lost. People are sick of him. The majority of people were sick of him. He's gone. He's down at Mar-a-Lago creating more mischief. He doesn't care about America. All he cares about right now is revenge. Donald Trump spent years in the run-up to the 2016 election talking about the birther issue and Obama. He still won't admit that Obama was born in America. And that worked so good for him that now he's using the same methods, the same lie, kind of lie, that the election was rigged. No other candidate for president of the United States has ever let anything near that out of his mouth. It subverts the foundation of American democracy. And you people who support Trump, you're traitors. Sorry, you are traitors. I don't know what's driving this. I do know this. and a big part of it is the fundamental and evangelical Christians. And a guy named Douglas Coe. Watch the Netflix movie on Douglas Coe and the National Prayer Breakfast that started back with Eisenhower. And it's gone right on up through Joe Biden. It's a radical Christian idea of the rich that God anointed, selected, backed Donald Trump for president. It's insane. Anybody that's read the Bible knows that Jesus said over and over and over, a house divided cannot stand. Jesus, the Son of God, the one, the designated one, do you think God is going to sanction, approve Donald Trump, the anti-Jesus? Everything that Jesus is for, Trump is against. Jesus used the Ten Commandments to define Donald Trump when he talked to Satan about Satan. He's a liar, the father of all lies. There's no truth in him. That's what Jesus said about Satan. And the foundation of that was the lying. And everybody knows that Trump is a consummate, pathological liar. If Satan is a father of lies and Trump is a prince of lies. Trump is the anti-Jesus. Jesus said, a house divided cannot stand. God would not, under any circumstances, endorse Donald Trump, anoint Donald Trump, approve of Donald Trump, because that would go contrary to him, God, putting Jesus on the planet to hopefully bring peace. You have to be insane to think that God would appoint Donald Trump as president. A lot of things that I'm saying, I'm going to repeat a lot. I'll be like Trump in some ways, except I'm going to be repeating the words of Jesus, the red letter words. Used to, God would appoint a prophet, and the prophet would be told to go and anoint so and so to be king. And if it was a bad king, then God owned it. If he was a good king, God owned that too. But when the Zionists, the Jews, crucified Jesus, and the veil in front of the Holy of Holies in the Solomon's temple split in two, which everybody agrees was a sign that God had left living with the Jews. He abandoned them. And since that crucifixion of Jesus, God hadn't appointed anybody. There hasn't even been a prophet. That's the reality. Today, most of the modern nations almost all, have some form of democracy. In democracy, the people elect the leader. The people in 2016 elected Trump. So the people own the bad works of Donald Trump. You own it, folks. You elected him, and when you're dead and your soul's up in front of God and Jesus, you're going to have to acknowledge what you did. You own Donald Trump and everything that he's done, taking insurance away from people, making a mess of immigration, separating families, racism, destroying the planet. You own it. God had nothing to do with Trump. He stood back and let the people elect him. Without the Christians, Christian base in the Republican Party, Trump could never win. But with the influence of Douglas Coe, all the false preachers backed Trump. And the one abomination of the Lord, Franklin Graham, is still out there blowing the Trump horn. There's a saying, nothing grows in the shadow of an oak. Franklin Graham is not Billy Graham. Joel Osteen's father started that ministry and had it for 30 years, and they demanded, the elders of the church demanded that Joel take over. Kenneth Copeland, father, started that ministry. These aren't people that just popped out of the woodwork. Franklin Graham, Kenneth Copeland, Joel Osteen, sons of the preacher man. If there's a white racist on the planet, Franklin Graham is it. The other two, Kenneth Copeland and Joel Osteen, are just money grubbers. Can you imagine what's going to happen to them on Judgment Day? When they go up and God says, you talked about Jesus. You took in a lot of money, and you know what? You put it in your own bank account. You didn't take the money that I sent to you talking about Jesus and give it away and help the poor. You bought a $10 million house. You lived like a king. And then you died, and that money was sitting in the bank. What do you have to say about that, Joel? Kenneth Copeland brags that he's a billionaire. And people still send him money. Have you Christians lost your mind? And all these preachers went to Trump's office and laid their hand on him because Douglas Coe said that God appointed him, and all the preachers started saying that. And it's a lie. I'm going to tell you about all the preachers and the priests and the Pope. First off, I'm going to tell you that you're not going to find anything in the Bible where Jesus said anything but bad things about the Jewish religious bureaucracy. Jesus was totally anti-bureaucracy. That's why he was crucified. Started causing trouble for the rabbis and the Sanhedrin. He didn't have anything good to say about the leaders of the corporate church. Wasn't corporations then, but still, it's what it was. And I'm going to tell you something else if you wake up for a second. We got a pandemic ravaging the human beings on the planet. You think God didn't have a hand in that? Not a single preacher on the planet, and not even the Pope, has come with a solution. No message from God as to, excuse me, what are we going to do? Nobody. I've been waiting for 2 years. What I call the Second Reformation, the third millennium, Second Reformation of Christianity, where Christianity goes from corporate Christianity to spiritual Christianity, per Hebrews 8:10-12 and Jeremiah 31:33-35, where God says nobody needs to teach anybody. My laws are in your hearts and mind. Go inward. You don't need a church. You don't need these preachers. And generally, about 100%, if you follow anybody else instead of looking in your own heart for the truth, you're going to wade into darkness. Your answers about God and Jesus are in your heart. You don't need anybody to teach you anything, but you have to pray, you have to meditate, and you have to study. You have to work. You can't turn your life over to these preachers and then tell God, oh, hey, Joel Osteen was my man. And God will say, oh, okay, he's on his way to hell right now, and you can go with him. Let me tell you what the solution is. Jesus said, ask and receive, seek and find, knock and enter. If you have the faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Nothing will be impossible for you. If you believe in me, you'll do the things I do, and greater things will you do. And that means, ladies and gentlemen, we script our future. The future is pliable. The book of Revelation says it's set in stone. That is contrary to the red letter words of Jesus. The book of Revelation is false. The preachers who preach it are false. The preachers who back Donald Trump, telling you God backs Donald Trump, are false. And I'm the only one speaking this. You want to get rid of the coronavirus? Come together, cut the division, have one mind, and the virus will be gone. Or get vaccinated. I'm about out of time, so thanks for your consideration. Have a good day.